Today, I have a very special guest with me who's been on an incredible transformation journey, who I don't want to steal his thunder, but who has overcome significant obstacles, has transformed his life, his physique, his health, his fitness in every way imaginable. And it's a story you're going to want to pay attention to. And in just a moment, I'm going to be bringing him up and talking about his journey through the peak performance protocol, a proven methodology that I've used for thousands of men worldwide to truly restore their inner pharmacy, which will always be more powerful than any outer pharmacy. My name is Dr. Andreas. I'm a chiropractic physician specializing in functional medicine with an undergraduate bachelor's degree in health and exercise science. And I've been helping men and women for over 30 years transform their health naturally through private practice and through my telehealth practice at itsonlyhalftime.com. So without any further ado, I want to bring my special guest today. He's an entrepreneur, a business owner. He owns a pool cleaning company. It's not too far from me here in Florida, in the Tampa area. And his name is Christopher Melee. And I want to bring him up to the platform to start sharing his journey and his transformation, as I've already outlined. So, Christopher, tell us a little bit about yourself, how we met, and how you got started on this journey together with us.
Well, I'm 52 years old, and I have a full service company, like you said, in Tampa area. And I have been overweight for most of my life. Really all of my adult life, I've been overweight, like 300 pounds at 5'8". So it's a lot.
It is a lot.
And then, so over the years, I've tried different things. And I would have some success, and then I would just slip back into my old ways. I always did it really with diet and not with diet and exercise. And
Mhm.
that's not good, I guess. Um, so,
So
and I, I
tell
mean,
me a
I
little bit.
tried many different programs.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a moment, because when we started, you were over 300 pounds, correct?
Right.
And where are you today?
215.
And what time frame have you achieved that now?
Well, I started on my first weigh-in was March 16th and
Of 2025.
of
Yep.
2025. And then it was September 28th or 29th, whatever that Sunday was.
Yeah.
Um, so about 6 months,
About 6 months. Yeah.
six and a
So
half, I
we're
guess.
pushing close to almost 100 pounds lost on
Right.
the verge of that. And how much body fat what's your body fat percentage dropped from and to where it is today?
It started at 60%, and now it is 28.6%.
Yeah. So less than half. And it's truly an amazing transformation. And we're going to get to some of the details of how we did that in a moment. But I want to touch on something that you just mentioned, because this isn't your first,
Right.
rodeo in
Right.
trying to reclaim your health. What were some of the things that you tried in the past that may have worked for a little while, but then didn't long term? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I did low carb and keto, so very low carb. And just, I mean, those are the two main things that I always did low carb, because years ago I did lose about 100 pounds. It took a year, and I kept it off for a while, but then it just creeped back up and went back. And that was like over 20 years ago that I
Yeah.
did that.
But
Um,
why is this time different now as opposed to those others where you've lost it and only gained it back?
well, I think because I'm doing exercise and diet.
Hmm.
Um, well, actually, when I first got your program and it said sweet potatoes and rice, I thought I can't eat that. It's too many carbs. But obviously, I wasn't doing it right before when I had the other, doing low carb and stuff.
Right. Yeah,
So,
we'll get back to the carbohydrates in a moment, because one of the things that we do here that's what we feel is very unique and one of the premier natural protocols to helping you to optimize your health, short of injections and medications. Because if I may, you had explored and we're on TRT at one point as well. Tell us a little bit about that, where you were last year when you were on it, what happened, what you kind of experienced being on TRT.
well, when I first started, I think my testosterone was in the low 200s. And then
And that was when, what time of year?
that
That
would
was
have been in
December.
December. December
Yeah.
before I started this.
Yeah.
And then by April or March, February, I guess, um, I was at like 1200 or something.
Yeah. You're about
Um,
1,200 nanograms per deciliter when we
right.
started. It was quite high.
Right. And I really absolutely felt nothing from it.
Hmm.
It was not, you hear these stories on social media and different things about how amazing they feel and all this. I felt I had no energy and I felt no difference at all between with it or without it.
Right.
And
So,
that's
so
why
what?
I've been on it for like 6 months, and that's why I was looking for something else.
Yeah. And so, what is it that caught your attention about the work that we are doing here?
But you said you don't really need that. You don't need it,
Pretty
and
simple.
that you will have to, your body will make it with this protocol.
Yeah. If you give it a chance, if you give
Right.
it a chance. And
So when
so,
I first started, I was actually still taking it, but it only lasted just a few weeks, and then
okay.
I ran out of that bottle, so I just never refilled it.
Right. Okay. So you then just basically stopped cold turkey at that point, correct?
Right. Correct.
And did you have any downstream negative I mean, you didn't feel anything while you were on it. I would imagine you didn't really
Right.
feel any changes when you stopped, or did you?
I did not know.
Okay. And the doctors, what did the doctors tell you? Is this something that you were going to have to take and do the rest of your life? What was the advice you were getting?
Yeah, that, and there's other things we can add to it, and different peptides and stuff.
Right. Were
Um,
any of the doctors addressing where you were with your metabolic health, your body weight, and your fitness?
Not really. I mean, they mentioned it, but they didn't. It was just kind of a comment.
Right. And what I often hear a lot, and tell me if this was you, it's like, oh, well, you start watching what you eat and start going to the gym a little bit. And that's about the extent of the advice you get.
Right. Right.
Okay. And so, were you on any other medications when we started?
I was on high blood pressure medicine,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted me to be on a statin,
Yep.
but I did not want to do that.
Yep. Yep.
um, but
And
yeah.
then, where are you today with medications?
I don't have to take either one. My last physical that I had, she was totally shocked that um, my cholesterol numbers went down as much as they did. She said
Mm-hmm.
normally when they get to that level that you have to take medicine to get the cholesterol levels down. So,
Right.
but I don't remember what it was when I started. I don't remember. It was over 200. But now the last one I had was 180
Mm-hmm.
combined.
Yep.
And the bad one went down and the good one went up. So
Right. And your triglycerides plummeted
yes,
as well, because one of the things that we do here is we do lab-based, even genetic testing in some cases. And you had done some genetic testing with another company prior to coming here, but we had seen significant improvement across the board, across all your lab markers, and your testosterone even rebounded as well in the 4 or 500s again, despite not being on the TRT the last time we checked, correct?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, how are you feeling today? Tell us where you are now versus where you were earlier this year.
Well, I mean, I have a lot more energy now. I mean, it did take a while for me to get to that,
Hmm.
but I have a lot more energy now than I did before.
Yeah.
Um, I would like a little bit more, but I think that'll. I
We're
mean,
still a work in progress,
it's still a
right?
work in progress, right?
We're still working together in total transparency at the time of this
Right.
recording. It's end of September. And what really makes me incredibly proud of our journey is how it's awakened a whole new perspective for you. Because what's your new goal now with your physique, your fitness, your body fat percentage? Where what are your new targets now?
Well, I think I should be 12% body fat. But then, we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll go crazy and go lower, but right now 20% is, or I mean 12 is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Well, every medical practice has a standard, and we have a standard here that's usually, well, it's quite different than the average allopathic approach. We believe men are to be lean, strong, and fit. And we do believe optimal body fat percentage is in that 12 to 15% range. And that's a healthy, robust body composition, metabolic health, insulin sensitivity, lowering chronic inflammation. It's more than just testosterone. And I think you've discovered that in this process. What was it about the peak performance protocol that was different? What inspired you to say, you know what, this is the approach that I want to take?
Well, I mean, the amount of protein that I eat on this is significantly more than normal, or not normal,
Hmm.
but what I was used to. Um, so at the beginning, well, the first few weeks, it was easy to eat all of that. But after a month or so, I mean, it was a challenge for me to eat everything that I was
Hmm.
supposed to eat. And but
Were you
now,
surprised by the amount of food you were still allowed to eat and still keep losing the way you did?
correct, yes, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. We'll break down a little bit of the diet, what you were doing in a moment. But so in terms of, everything else that we're doing, the fitness and the training, the custom supplement protocol that we've provided, what were some of the things that you experienced?
Um, well, I do take a lot of supplements. I don't know. I mean, I think all of that with the diet and exercises all kind of work together to get me to
Hmm.
where I'm at.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. And one of the things about supplements, and those of us in the biohacking space would probably be quite surprised about the amount of supplements that I take on a daily basis. Yes, supplements are powerful, and when it comes to optimizing your health and your physiology, it's very hard to find the power of the nutrition in everyday food. And so I look at supplements more as food than a medication. It's not toxic to the liver. It's not toxic to your health. There are some supplements you do need to pay attention to, and we do monitor them with lab analysis. And some of the supplements you're on now, I know will be changed, once we start reaching your targets and we start seeing more follow-up lab work and seeing how your testosterone continues to rebound and some of the other markers we're still paying attention to. Um, so what was the biggest difference for you in this protocol versus other programs that you've tried in the past? I mean, I remember even we spoke not long ago, you went to a trainer and he thought this program was just nuts.
Right. Yes. Right. Um, yeah, I know. I don't understand why he was act like that. But could you repeat that, or well, repeat that
I
question
guess
one
what
more
was
time?
different about the peak
Oh,
performance protocol for you versus everything else that you've tried in the past? And why do you feel like this will be a long-term solution versus a short-term play?
right. Well, because it works and I feel better. And I mean, you put out um, told me what to do, and I just did what is on the paper. um, and it's working, and it is easy. It's not difficult for me at all to stick with this
Mhm.
diet because it's real food. It's not hard to follow it if you go out to eat, or um, I don't know, it's just easy. It works for me. So
Yeah. No, it does. Let's, give some of the guys a sample. What does the day in the life of your nutrition look like? How's the meal planning working for you? What kind of foods are you eating?
well, I eat some Paleo Valley superfood bars and beef sticks for breakfast. Well, I only eat one bar, and then some beef sticks is my typical breakfast. So I do pool, so I'm always on the road.
Hmm.
So I do that. And then I either pack leftover chicken or steak, and sometimes I'll have a sweet potato for lunch, and or rice.
Hmm.
I eat, and then I come home, go to the gym after work, and then I eat dinner, which would be steak or chicken and sweet potato, um, spaghetti squash.
Yeah,
I
there you
mean,
go.
I keep it. I mean, it's pretty consistent with what I eat. I mean, as
Yeah,
far as
no, it's good. You've done an amazing job. You've literally executed the blueprint flawlessly, and the results show. And I'll put some images up, as you've probably seen throughout this video, of his journey and his transformation, how linear his results have been. And a lot of the guys out there always give me the excuse that, well, I don't have the time. I'm too busy. I'm life on the road. It's too hard. What advice would you give to that guy that's sitting here watching this, just going, well, that's good for Christopher, but it's not going to work for me.
Right. I just do it. Just do the exercises that you're told to and eat what you're supposed to eat, and it should work. I mean, it's going to work because that's just how it is. I've been thinking, um, people who meet you, they always just assume that's how you've always looked.
Right.
So when I get to that weight, my goal weight, I'm like, people will think it's good genetics.
Yeah.
It's like
I
it's
love
not
that one.
genetics. I was 300 pounds or close to it, for 30 years, so 40 years. So
Yeah.
uh, it's not genetics.
No,
It's just
it's
eating
definitely
real
not.
food
And,
and
and you know my mindset here. We don't make excuses, right?
right.
We have a no excuse zone for our community because it really is simplified, as I like to put it. Because health is, at the end of the day, is not that complicated. And I think you had a friend of yours that came up to you who was shocked when you told him how you lost the weight by just eating real food. He was shocked that
Right.
it wasn't an injection or some kind of miracle
Right.
peptide. Is that correct?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I know. Well, I've had a few people that I work for, they kind of asked that too. And I'm like, no, it's just diet and exercise. And they're
Yeah,
all
it
surprised.
right. Yeah, we're a bit old school here, and it's surprising that it's gotten to a point in our world, I guess, where people think it can only be achieved through artificial means now.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's just been brilliant marketing and propaganda by the big pharma industry that really profits off of individuals like yourself who want to believe that because it's the easier thing to do. But we always talk about the process here because it's the process, it's the work that makes you healthy. It's not
Right.
just the end result. And it's wonderful that others have noticed. What does your wife notice? What comments have she made about your transformation in your journey?
Yeah. Yeah. She's amazed at how much I've changed too. Because, we'll see, we have iPhones and it always shows you old pictures. Um, and we would just see some pictures of me when I was, just a year ago, different vacations that we've been on. And it's just shocking how much bigger I was than I am now.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I put some pictures up here when in this video where you had recently shared not
Yeah.
that long ago. So in terms of the peak performance protocol and the app that all of our clients get access to, the support, the coaching, the community aspect, the ability to communicate with me, how did you find the program itself, the support that you got? Was it what you were expecting more or everything just right? Give us a little bit of a feedback on what you feel makes this different by working directly with me.
Well, we have the weekly calls that most Fridays we talk about the week. And then, the exercises are all laid out and there's videos of how to do them. Um, and then tracking the food with My Fitness Pal or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Um, all of that helps. And just to see those numbers and stuff works.
Yeah, no, it's the accountability, right? We hold your feet
Right.
to the fire here, and you've plugged in, you've taken advantage of all the calls, and our app really allows us to track all of this, and then we work seamlessly, obviously, ordering the lab analysis and providing the support and making adjustments with the workouts and fitness as you continue to progress. Because we had the opportunity to work out together at my
Yeah.
gym here.
Yeah,
What was that experience like for you?
it was nice. Just made me more confident knowing that I'm doing the exercises properly. It's
Right.
kind of a thing. I
Yeah.
also like the different things that you put in. I don't know what the inspirational things that you write.
Right.
Um, I like the one from a few weeks ago or days about not setting goals. Not, or I forget exactly how it was put, but
Hmm.
because a goal has an end, and
Right.
I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
Different ones that you put out there have
Right.
it's changed the way you think about
Well,
everything, not just diet and exercise.
and that brings me to a good question because this is probably one of the things I've been challenged with is our paradigm in this country about how we think about our health and wellness. And the current system um, has taught us from an allopathic perspective, a mechanistic approach that it's reactionary, right? You're a victim of your genetics, or
Right.
this or that. And our paradigm here is very different, where we believe you have the ability to reclaim your health if you're willing to do the work.
Right.
And so mentally, what have you learned, or what has shifted for you to be more proactive into your health and your approach? Because our goal here for all of our clients is to make men medically independent, to die young as late as possible, pharmaceutically independent and free of nursing homes and long-term care facilities and the average statistics of the average guy. And that tends to shock a lot of people out there. And it always surprises me a bit to think, how can this be controversial or not looked at as being a real doctor?
Right.
To me, being a doctor should be, because I could make a lot of money if, partnering with physicians and prescribing TRT all day long. I would make so much money and I'd probably never have to worry again. But we don't do that here. We're actually trying to help prevent that so you can be medically independent. What has shifted for you mentally about how you think about your most precious asset, which is your health, your well-being, and your fitness?
Well, I mean, I know I was in horrible shape, but I always knew it was possible because I mean, other people do it.
Right.
I think that about everything. If other people can do it, I can too.
Mm-hmm.
Business and everything. But you just have to learn and find what works. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel like this is going to be able to be sustainable for you and you move towards your goals and beyond? And, once you graduate from the program and
Yeah, without question.
yeah, very good. And so what advice do you have for the individual that's out there watching it, doesn't know me, is skeptical? There's a lot of junk online, a lot of claims, and we do our best to avoid all of that noise. We don't believe in quick fixes, fads, and gimmicks. What advice do you have for anyone out there that's considering, maybe in your position, that would want to think, yeah, maybe that's possible for me too?
Right. Well, I mean, it's an investment in to do this, and it's worth it because I mean it works. It's really simple, really, in reality. Eat real food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, find out what protein, the amount of protein and fat and carbs you need, and do these exercises. Um, to me, it's very simple and much easier than I was making it before. And because sometimes I'm kind of more of all or nothing. Um, I mean, that's why I yo-yo dieted, I guess, because you're either on low carb or you're eating ice cream and cookies.
Yeah.
So, uh, um, but really, actually, that brings me to another point. Eating the protein, I guess, I don't have the sugar cravings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was never, I mean, I never had anything that, people would say this is too rich or whatever. I never thought that ever. I mean, I loved sweet ice cream and cakes and stuff. So, but now, I mean, I don't even think about sugar.
Right. You don't even
And-
have those cravings anymore, correct?
Right, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I will think about it, but I mean, it's like it's nothing. It's not. Um, it's not a big deal to not have it.
Yeah. No, it definitely is not.
So,
And that's one of the things I try to get guys to realize is once I can get you on the other side where you're feeling and looking and performing your best, what you think you once desired becomes undesirable because you have now experienced a new level of transformation in health and fitness and how you can feel.
right. Well, and before too, I always on low carb. I had the sugar-free candy. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
um, so that just keeps your appetite for that, I guess. So,
Right.
um, but I mean, actually, I mean, I have honey. When you had honey on the list, I
Mm-hmm.
thought, how am I going to have honey?
Yeah.
Um, but you
Well,
said to
it was
do it,
this,
so I
it's,
did it.
yeah, it's the strategic approach and how we cycle out your carbohydrates and we change how you eat based on training day and non-training days and
Right,
so forth. And so it never really feels like you're quote unquote dieting, which is one I think the biggest mistakes guys make is they just drastically cut calories so low. They're not getting enough. It's not sustainable. And then it just sets up for the binge. And so what we do is we'll have a lower calorie day, a higher calorie day, lower, higher, and then we cycle in carbohydrates strategically to improve insulin resistance, metabolic flexibility, lower triglycerides, improve insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, and then of course promote muscle protein synthesis because we're working on reducing body fat, not just losing weight. And that's a big difference.
Right. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have muscle, and I've never felt that before either. So,
Yeah, that's great. Well, I tell you, as you get closer to your goal, you have an open invite to come join me for another workout.
all right.
So we'll look forward to that. Any final words or thoughts that you have before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I would just say try it. It is, like I said, it is an investment, but it's worth it because, well, like, I don't have high blood pressure medication anymore. My blood pressure is very good. They don't want me on a statin. So you're saving on all these medicines and all the problems that those medicines cause,
Yeah,
and you're alleviating the issues that needed the medication in the first place. So
right. And not to
well
mention,
said.
you're not on TRT, which is not cheap either.
Right, right.
And the other medications that often come with it, aromatase inhibitors and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of money trying different things, thousands.
Yeah, yeah. And you finally found something that worked. Well, we're very proud of you, Christopher. You've done an absolutely amazing job. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time out to visit with me and to share your story and to help others that are out there. So before I can wrap this up with one final thought, I just wanted to make sure I tell you thank you and how grateful I am for you and how much it's been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you too. So it's
Yeah.
been,
So if you're interested in getting your own peak performance protocol with your own custom-based lab analysis, genetic testing, receive a custom meal plan, training program, custom supplement protocol so that you can actually begin supplementing for deficiency versus just randomly supplementing because you saw something cool online, and have a blueprint that's literally provided for you where 95% of the work is done. You can learn more by visiting itsonlyhalftime.com. If you'd like to book a complimentary consultation with myself, you'll find the calendar link there as well as below this video. I want to again thank you so much for your time, Christopher, and for all the guys out there. Remember, it's only halftime and you can turn your second half into your best half. Thank you.